Breaking now on 4 News Now at 6. No suspects, no weapon, and mixed messaging from police on the murder of 4 U of I students.
It could be a slippery drive to work in the morning. I'm tracking very light snow making its way into our area. I'll let you know how much we are going to get in the first alert forecast.
And a local nurse has saved the life of not one but 2 Cougs fans while off duty. The skills, she says, you need to know that could save a life. You're watching 4 News Now at 6.
The individual is still out there, right? We need to be vigilant. We need to watch out for our neighbors. We're a community police.
No murder weapon and no suspects in the murder of Madison Mogen, Xana Kernodle, Ethan Chapin, and Kaylee Gonsalves. And late this afternoon, the Moscow police chief said he can't guarantee there's no threat to the community.
They're hoping the community will help them track down a killer. KXLY's Jordan Smith is live in Moscow tonight with more on the investigation.
Aaron, Kirsten, good evening. Frustration has absolutely been mounting here in Moscow since this investigation began 4 days ago, with the lack of information becoming available until today. But these new updates are prompting more questions. So here's a recap of what we've learned so far and where we are in this investigation. So far, law enforcement says they don't have any suspects or persons of interest that they're pursuing at this time. Law enforcement has yet to find the knife used to murder these students, nor have they uncovered any articles of clothing left behind by the suspect. And a puzzling piece of this investigation is that 2 people were inside the home completely unharmed when police arrived and discovered those 4 bodies. Here's what police say they discovered when they arrived.
The 4 were stabbed with a knife, but no weapon has been located at this time. There was no sign of forced entry into the residence. Investigators are continuing to collect evidence at the scene.
Meantime, the impact of this horrific event has been felt by this heartbroken community. Flowers, stuffed animals, and notes to the victims line the entrance to the university. University of Idaho President Scott Green met with the media today for the first time, giving an emotional statement after losing 4 of his students.
The crime, to us, this crime and the loss of these young lives is just simply beyond comprehension. First, my deepest condolences to the families. And friends of Ethan, Kaylee, Xana, and Madison. We just want justice for these victims.
And police, though they don't have a person of interest or suspect in time, do believe that this was a targeted attack. And as you mentioned, they're asking the community to come forward with any information they might know about that night. They can contact them at 208-883-7180. And we'll be tracking the very latest developments from this story. For now, reporting in Moscow, I'm Jordan Smith, 4 News Now.
Jordan, thank you. Madison Mogen and Kaylee Gonsalves, seen here in this photo, were lifelong friends. Lake City High School alums, with Kaylee's mom saying Madison was like her bonus child.
Xana Kernodle grew up in Post Falls. Her sister told us she was such a proud big sister, and Xana had so much life left to live. Tonight, friends and family gathered in Coeur d'Alene to honor their memory. Our Rania Kaur is live at Independence Point, where she spoke with Madison's mother.
Aaron, Kirsten, this crowd, quite a large crowd here at Independence Point, full of classmates and people who knew Maddie, Xana, and Kaylee. I spoke to one woman tonight who knew those 3 girls quite well. One of the girls in this crowd tonight was a former roommates of theirs. Here's what she had to say about how everyone's grieving.
Thought it'd be a great thing to bring the community together here locally, since so many of these girls that perished are from this community, so that everybody can honor them. Even my children went to school with these kids and they know them personally. So it's a hard thing for everyone to accept. And
that former roommate, whose mom we spoke to tonight, had a matching tattoo with one of the victims, Maddie Mogen. Coming up tonight at 11 o'clock, we'll have more from this vigil. Sending it back to you in studio.
Rania, thank you. And the vigil in Coeur d'Alene isn't the only one happening across the region to remember these victims. Ethan Chapin was from the west side of Washington.
His former basketball coach tells us they're also having a vigil for the students in Mount Vernon. Our Esther Bauer is live at the event, still underway in Coeur d'Alene, with the impact Ethan left behind. Esther.
Well, I spoke with his longtime basketball coach, who tells me Ethan's death still does not feel real. He says he was the student's coach, but the 20-year-old taught him more about life than he could have imagined.
He was top notch. He was one of the best. You know, I don't have kids. If I had a daughter, I'd want her to be with Ethan.
Ethan Chapin came into Tyler Amea's life when he was just a young boy. Amea watched him grow up and blossom into an incredible young man.
He lit up many of my dark days, you know, days where maybe things weren't rolling for me. Ethan comes in the gym and all of a sudden everything's meaningful again.
A life full of meaning, now gone forever in a murder no one can understand.
Here I am thinking about them, and there's 3 other families that are affected by this. It's just unspeakable tragedy.
An unthinkable tragedy, with 4 lives cut short, a killer still on the loose, and those who knew them and loved them trying to find answers in the chaos.
I hope that the law enforcement out there can make something happen, because there's a lot of unknowns right now.
And there are definitely a lot of unknowns, and the threat is still very real. Police saying just earlier today they still don't have a suspect. Jordan outlined where they are just a bit earlier. Now, what we do know is vigils like this are going to continue across our region. The University of Idaho says they tentatively have another vigil planned at their campus for November 30th. We're going to continue to track those dates very closely and track this investigation closely as this community holds out hope for justice. Reporting live in Coeur d'Alene tonight, Esther Bauer, 4 News Now.
Esther, thank you. And you can find all our coverage from today on our website, KXLY.com. Let's move now to the colder than average temperatures. Our chief meteorologist, Chris Crocker, is here with your forecast.
We have another cold night, but we're going to add the wind to this scenario, which is going to make it feel even colder when you step out the door tomorrow morning. Temperatures right now, 28 in Spokane. That's been our high today. 28 in Coeur d'Alene, St. Mary's, 27 right now in Pullman. We are going to see our winds picking up overnight and through tomorrow morning, and that is going to have a tremendous impact on how these temperatures feel. Tomorrow morning, expect single-digit wind chills in Coeur d'Alene, Bonners Ferry, at times in Sandpoint and Kellogg. We're going to get down into the low double digits in Spokane, and we'll probably feel even colder than that, but because those northeast winds are really quite shocking. Here's a look at your forecast radar. We have a cold front coming through. With each progressive computer model run, and as this system gets closer, I get less and less impressed with this system's ability to put down any snow at all. Here's 1 a.m. and you can see just the lightest of snow, and missing the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area. I think we'll get a flurry, a skiff, if anything, as this system passes by, but it is going to bring a reinforcing shot of modified Arctic air. In your Thursday planner, we're heading up to a high of 33. Now, that Arctic air is also dry, so we will scour out the low clouds and fog and enjoy some sunshine. That sunshine just not doing its job, with a high temperature almost 10 degrees below average. And it gets even colder Thursday night into Friday. I'll let you know how low it's going to go and tell you about the big changes on the way for next week in just a few minutes. Kirsten?
Thank you, Chris. Concerns are being raised over privacy, safety, and sanitation at Spokane's newest homeless shelter. Why the city says its new operator is to blame. Coming up, plus.
A blessing that she was, seems to be in the right place at the right time.
A Cougs fan's life saved by a local nurse practitioner, and it's not the first time her quick thinking saved a life. The life-saving skills she says you need to know. It's a story you'll only see here on 4 News Now at 6.
4 News Now on your time with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
4 News Now is brought to you by Move Fitness. There are a lot of ways to deal with a stubborn drain. Call us at Mainstream Plumbing. Our high-definition LED camera can go where no plumber's gone before, deep inside your sewer lines to find the root of the problem. Call 866-411-ZAP.
Healthy communities need more than health care. This is MultiCare. We're here for you.
Spokane Valley Partners works to end hunger and poverty in our community and provide a safety net to those in need.
Help us restore hope and put the holidays back on the table for struggling families. Visit SpokaneValleyPartners.org to give or get help today.
Numerica Credit Union is honored to build communities with organizations like Spokane Valley Partners as they feed thousands of families and children.
Check out more organizations that make our community stronger at numericacu.com.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Get $1,500 total cash allowance on all 2022 Silverado pickups with a 2.7-liter turbo engine. Plus, unlock your code to claim $500 Chevy Cyber Cash. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
This week, America's favorite morning show is going
in search of the most delicious pies in America.
With Thanksgiving almost here, where can you get the best pie in America?
It's Good Morning America's United States of Pie.
Ooh, this is going to be so sweet. You share it?
Next ET, we're in New York with Chris Hemsworth. His advice for fellow Avenger and sexiest man alive, Chris Evans.
He can fend for himself, I reckon.
Plus, Freddie Prinze Jr. talks the secret sauce to his 20-year marriage to Sarah Michelle Gellar.
She's been my girlfriend ever since.
Then, the cast of Sex Lives of College Girls gives us an exclusive tour of their set.
We love you so much. Slay, E.T.
Next ET.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
Well, we're just about 20 minutes away from one of the biggest college basketball games of the season. Number 2 Gonzaga is getting ready to take on number 11 Texas.
And we bring in sports director Julian Minnesota now, who's here to break down the matchup between two of college basketball's most successful programs.
Yeah, this is the best thing, I think, in the beginning part of the college basketball season, right? You get these matchups to where you would only get maybe, I don't know, like a video game or something, a creative matchup. This is the 5th time that these teams, the Bulldogs and Longhorns, will face off. Gonzaga has won all 4 of the previous meetings, including last season's 86-74 win over Texas in Spokane. This is the first time the matchup is in Austin. Both Gonzaga and Texas come into this game undefeated. So, guys, something's got to give. Tip-off set for 6:30. We'll have an update a little later in sports and, of course, all the highlights in big plays tonight on Nightside. Should be exciting.
Looking forward to it. Thanks, Julian. We have breaking news tonight on the midterm election results. According to the Associated Press, Republicans have won a slim majority in the House of Representatives, returning power to the Conservative Party in the Capitol. New changes are coming to the Trent Resource and Assistance Center. The Salvation Army is in, and the change in operator has the shelter in a transition period.
Now, some people staying at Trent have said that they faced difficulties with privacy and had trouble with the restroom and shower facilities.
The city says they're working to bring more resources in and are working on other issues that have come up. New at 6 tonight, Bronte Saratsky went to the shelter and shares people's concerns and the city's plans.
The Salvation Army is now in charge of operations here at the Trent shelter, and it's brought some new issues to light. But the city says that they are working to get those taken care of.
The supportive potties were clean when I was there and started going there, but they're starting to get real bad. The doors are broken, people walk in on you.
Beverly Coombs says she stayed at the Trent shelter for almost 2 weeks and says she's noticed some issues.
They moved one changing spot to one spot, and then people were threatening each other, stealing from each other.
The city says the shelter is in a transitional period. With the cold snap, they're rushing to house more people than before, all while switching to a new shelter operator practically overnight.
Change is a little bit difficult and not always smooth. It's only been just 2 weeks since they took over, and they took over really on short notice. So that's what we're experiencing and going through right now.
The city says they are working to address issues some people staying there may have, like getting more beds in storage space.
The beds will come in, they'll get set up and get transitioned over as the new things come in. We're actually adding additional storage capacity as well that's coming in. We've got new supply of the individual totes for bedside storage for people as well.
Coddington says the city's main focus is to get people shelter as temperatures drop.
But the main thing is people still have a place to sleep indoors underneath the roof that's climate controlled in a bed, access to food and shower and restroom facilities, and all the services that they would be accessing out at a camp.
Now, 4 News Now was not allowed to film inside of the shelter, but I did go inside to see people sleeping on beds as well as mats on the floor, and saw just one changing room area. Reporting in Spokane, Bronte Sorotsky, 4 News Now.
It was the coldest day of the season so far. We started the day off at a cold 15 degrees. 30 is our average morning low. A high today of just 28. 42 is our average high. I'll be back with some warmer weather in the 7-day forecast, but first, it's going to get even colder.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
Save your greed! Home. It's both a place and a feeling. At yours, you strive to make new memories, create traditions, share stories, find the fun, embrace the surprises, and celebrate moments big and small. Memories are made at home, in every room, in every moment. Make your house feel like home at the Tin Roof.
Christmas Tree Elegance is Spokane's premier holiday attraction. Just $1 for a chance to win a tree with gifts worth up to $5,000. Visit River Park Square and the historic Davenport Hotel for a chance to make your holiday wishes come true.
It's time to replace your old tub with a new shower. But you don't want the hassle or the worry of getting it finished. You just want to pick a style and relax, knowing that it'll be wonderful when it's done. Is that too much to ask? No, actually it's not. Rebath, from start to stunning. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,250 off your complete bathroom remodel.
Providence has been focused on meeting the needs of the community for over 160 years. And we are honored to bring you top-rated Medicare Advantage coverage. Providence plans start at just $0 and include dental, hearing, and vision. Experience the difference of a community of care, united by compassionate coverage. Providence, join us as we make communities stronger by building true health together.
Hello, and welcome to Mountain West Bank's annual Day of Caring. We're here in Coeur d'Alene working with Habitat for Humanity of North Idaho on a project that will one day soon be homes for 21 Kootenai County families. We call it Day of Caring, but as you can see, its benefits can last a lot longer. Mountain West Bank, today, tomorrow, together.
3, 2, 1. Boosters in ignition. And liftoff of Artemis 1. We rise together.
You hear the excitement in his announcer's voice from NASA. A blast off for the ages is what they're calling it. NASA going back to the moon for the first time in 50 years. A few bumps in the road before liftoff, including a small hydrogen leak. A team of experts rushing in to fix the problem. This is the test flight with test dummies, but if this succeeds, astronauts could do the same in just 2 years.
We're going back to the moon to learn, to live, to work, to create, to invent, so we can take humans.
The ultimate goal of this mission is to establish a sustainable human presence on the moon by the end of the decade.
Ooh, I wonder if they need weather forecasters on the moon. I think I'd have a pretty good shot at that. Tonight, we have just a few flurries that may pass through the region. Even in the northern valleys, even in the mountains, we're not going to get much out of this system coming through. We are going to see our winds pick up overnight, and that northeast wind, especially if you live in North Idaho, anywhere near the Purcell Trench, you get that cold air coming in from Canada. You're going to feel a difference. Sunny and brisk tomorrow. Brisk is a nice way to say bitterly cold. 25-degree wind gusts. Our high 33, that's territory we're familiar with. But again, that wind is going to make all the difference, in my opinion. On our satellite, we have this backdoor cold front dropping in on us. We've been in the clouds all day. We've got that little band of precipitation to come through, and then the cold air behind it as we get into Friday morning and Saturday morning especially. Not much to say with this system coming through other than very light snow, but then behind it, that northeasterly flow, that cold, dry, continental air that will get rid of our fog. We'll have some bright blue skies. That is nice, but also some very cold weather with the strongest winds coming tomorrow morning. And then as high pressure builds back in, we're in more of a northerly flow. We'll see our winds subside, but keep the cold air coming and stay dry under that ridge for a few more days. Then we get into the busy travel of next week. Above average precipitation November 24th, that's Thanksgiving, through November 30th, but we're also warming up. We have a warming trend in our forecast. We're going to see our daytime highs above freezing, overnight lows below, but I think at the end of the holiday weekend, there will not be any snow on the ground in the valleys. Overnight lows tonight will be down in the teens and 20s. Again, this is just half the story. It's that wind picking up. It's going to make it feel a lot colder as you send the kids out to the bus stop. They probably already have their heavy coats good to go, but it's gloves and scarves and all the heavy artillery to stay warm tomorrow. High temperatures will be right around freezing in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, 30 in Sandpoint, 37 down in Pullman. Here's a look at your planning forecast. A lot of sunshine over the next 4 days, but look at some of these overnight lows down in the low double digits, may even drop into the single digits, would not be surprised. And then we start warming up. We're back at average by this time next week. Also a good chance of a rain-snow mix Tuesday and Wednesday. Right now it looks like past travel is going to be pretty easy going. Tuesday might see a bit of a rain-snow mix over Stevens and Lookout passes, but the travel forecast not looking too bad for next week. I'll be back in the next half hour with some Wildlife Wednesday photos.
Copy. 6-year-old male conscious breathing, driving the game. Noticed he was crossing center line and stopped the vehicle. He's going to be on Hamilton Hill Road at 195 in a green Toyota Highlander.
Well, that was a 911 dispatcher from over the weekend where a man was unconscious on the way to the football game in Pullman. A local nurse practitioner's quick thinking saves 2 fellow Cougar fans this year.
Her heroic actions are inspiring many people already. Peter Choi's here in studio with us tonight to introduce us to the hero and why she says learning basic first aid and CPR is crucial.
Now, when you think of a hero, who's on your mind, a Spider-Man or a Batman? Well, the hero is closer to us than you think. A local nurse saves a stranger, not once, but twice. Tonight, she says she's glad she was there to save their lives.
No, it was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking.
It was just like another game day. Longtime Cougs Andrea Perry and her family left for the football game without knowing something unexpected on the way.
Okay, I'll go into work early, round on some of my patients, and then we'll head down there early. First, we never head down early, like ever.
On highway from Colfax to Pullman, her husband saw
a car that's off to the side and there's people running. And I go, oh, and I look and I'm like, are you sure? You know, I didn't really see anything. And then he goes, look, there's someone laying on the ground.
Copy. 6-year-old male conscious breathing, driving the game. Noticed he was crossing center line and stopped the vehicle. He's going to be on Hamilton Hill Road at 195 in a green Toyota Highlander.
And I jumped out and ran over, and I just said, hi, I said, I'm a nurse practitioner. I have a history of ER nursing. What can I do? And they said, we think he's having a stroke.
So when you saw him, you knew you needed to help him?
Oh, yeah. And she just said, can you do a full stroke assessment for me? And I said, yes. So I did a stroke assessment that I've learned from the ER nursing. And at that moment, I was like, this guy needs to go to Sacred Heart.
And this was not the first time Andrea's heroic action saved a stranger.
I was like, I don't even really see him breathing. And so I ended up doing what's called a sternal rub. So I just put my knuckles to his chest and like dug down really hard. And anybody that would if they were awake, that would hurt. And he had no response to it. I mean, nothing.
Tonight, Rob Martin says he's grateful to be alive.
Wonderful person, and it's just a blessing that she seems to be in the right place at the right time.
Not only Rob appreciates, but also
we are so inspired by you and your strength, not only as a Coug, but as a person. You are a true hero, and we all strive to be like you.
She says anyone can be a hero just by learning basic first aid and CPR.
It's such a good thing to have, because if your family member, if something happens, you never expect it to happen to your family member, but if it does, the quicker that you can do CPR and get oxygen to their brain, the higher chance that they could survive.
And Andrea says she's going to the Apple Cup this year, and if she sees anyone who needs medical help at the game, she says without any hesitation, she will be there to help again. Live in studio tonight, Peter Choi, 4 News Now.
Peter, thank you. I think a lot of people at that game might be out of breath.
I know.
Just because of the action.
That's right.
Well, a construction nightmare has been replaced with parking confusion.
The changes made to one busy downtown Spokane road that you need to know about, that's coming up. And a new study says tens of thousands of sexual assault survivors are deep in debt because of treatment. What the author says needs to change to prevent this from happening to anyone else.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
Get all your shopping done in one stop at the Christmas Market. The Christmas Market features many local businesses all under one roof for a 2-day Christmas shopping experience. The Christmas Market at the Priest River Event Center this Friday and Saturday.
The people ask us to bring peace to the city of Spokane. House Mainstream accepts.
I know you. There's something awakening in my mind.
You must face your fears.
Come with me. You need to be ready.
Parents and grandparents hear it time and time again. Enjoy every minute because it goes by so quickly. With their first steps, they start imagining, exploring, and dreaming of what's next. You can help put those dreams in motion by saving for college with Washington's 529 College Investment Plan. Building their Dream Ahead account now can help them be ready for wherever their dreams take them. Give your student the gift of education today at wastate529.wa.gov.
Here we grow again. Even more fun is headed to Spokane Tribe Casino. You love Caesar Sportsbook, the Grill and Bar, and larger variety of games we recently added. Gear up for a new food court, a completely smoke-free gaming area, a state-of-the-art entertainment venue, and more. Things just keep getting better. Play the free play Football Frenzy kiosk game Saturdays and Sundays, and you'll win a guaranteed prize of free slot play every play. Only at Spokane Tribe Casino. You just win here.
This year, one of the fun new trends in flooring is to put it on your walls to create an exciting new look and turn a boring room into an eye-popping masterpiece.
Plus, check out our moisture-resistant laminates for any room in your home.
Determination makes dreams happen.
We make paths that weren't there before.
It doesn't matter how far we have to go.
Or the obstacles we have to overcome.
And even when it seems like we can't go on, you're it.
We learn and we come back stronger than before.
The all-new CR-V Hybrid and CR-V, part of the Honda line of rugged vehicles.
Four News Now is brought to you by Falco's.
In order to make America great and glorious again, I am tonight announcing my candidacy for President of the United States.
Well, the twice impeached former president is aiming to be only the second commander-in-chief ever elected to 2 non-consecutive terms. Well, his announcement comes as he is facing multiple criminal and civil investigations.
Given the GOP's midterm losses, some Republicans are wary of another Trump presidential bid. It's widely expected he will face primary challengers. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is seen as one possible contender to challenge the former president.
We just tell people to go check out the scoreboard from last Tuesday night. It was a hugely underwhelming, disappointing performance.
President Biden, who has yet to announce whether he will seek re-election, tweeted after the announcement, quote, "Donald Trump failed America. Biden, and he also tweeted, I believe I can beat Donald Trump again," end quote.
Every 38 seconds, a person is sexually assaulted in the U.S. That's according to a new report from anti-sexual violence organization RAINN. Survivors of sexual violence have lived through the unthinkable, but experts tell us when they seek medical treatment, many are forced to foot the bill.
Survivors often go to the emergency room, but there's a problem, which is that going to the emergency room is incredibly expensive.
Survivors of sexual assault need emergency care for things like physical injuries, STI testing, emergency contraception, as well as forensic exams used by law enforcement to criminally prosecute suspects. Back in 1994, the Violence Against Women Act became federal law. The study's author says the legislation doesn't fully protect victims, especially those who are uninsured.
We know that the Violence Against Women Act only covers a small fraction of that, really only the part that's for law enforcement purposes.
So what can be done? Dr. Dickman says the Violence Against Women Act should be expanded to include all Medicare the victims need. And secondly, more states should expand Medicaid, so more victims will be covered. We have much more coming up tonight at 6:30.
Including the confusion over parking on one busy downtown Spokane road. That's coming up next on 4 News Now at 6:30.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
Seed Suamps is how we say Coeur d'Alene in our own language. That means the discovered people, the ones who were found here. We were always here. We've never been anywhere else. We didn't come from somewhere else.
First and foremost, we need to take care of our employees, take care of our guests, take care of our tribe and our community.
We never give up on people. We always say, you know what, you're part of the tribe, you're part of our family. We're gonna take care of you.
The doctor will see you now.
But do they really? Do they see that crick in your neck? That ache in your heart? Will they see that funny little thing that wasn't there last year? The new bounce in your step? The way your retinal scan connects to your blood sugar? At Kaiser Permanente, all of us work together to care for all that is you.
Welcome to Coeur d'Alene Honda, home of the lifetime warranty.
Well, hi. Hey, I'm looking for a new Honda, but I heard some dealers are charging outrageous prices.
At Coeur d'Alene Honda, we're not doing that. With us, it's business as usual.
That's a relief.
And we include a lifetime warranty at no additional cost.
We are a family-owned dealership, and our reputation is far more valuable than overcharging our customers.
We want to be here for you today, tomorrow, and in the future.
And don't forget about our lifetime warranty.
Call today for our available inventory and check out our website at cdahonda.com.
Our family is all over the place sometimes, but ICCU helps us keep up with them. We use card control to turn on Olive's debit card when she needs to pay for activities.
And turn it off when she's shopping online.
We make sure Forrest is depositing his lawn mowing checks into his college fund. And we definitely make sure to ask Grandma Ivy where all those Zelle transfers come from. Phew, was a lot of keeping up. You ready for a break?
From the stories you should know.
They just ripped the ATM out of the wall.
Up in a Black Hawk helicopter.
To the stories you need to know.
Mattresses can turn into flying missiles.
From the stories that change the way you think.
Were you trying to rape me off? I think it's down there.
To the stories that affect the way you feel.
It's one big party.
Inside Edition.
These are the stories that impact your life.
Weeknights at 7, only on 4 News Now. Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
We continue to follow the breaking news from Moscow, Idaho. 4 people are dead and Moscow police have no suspects, no murder weapon, and an anxious community.
Since the murders were discovered Sunday, police have said there's no threat to the community. Today, the police chief walked back that statement.
Individual is still out there, right? We need to be vigilant. We need to watch out for our neighbors. We're a community policing.
The police chief also admits he should have been talking about the murders days ago.
Here's what we know tonight. There was no forced entry into the home and the door was still open when police arrived. 2 other people were in the home at the time of the murders, but aren't being called witnesses. There are no suspects, and again, no murder weapon has been found.
People close to the victims are gathering right now along the shore of Lake Coeur d'Alene.
It's a cold night as friends gather to remember their friends, murder victims Kaylee Gonsalves, Maddie Mojen, and Zana Kernodle. Rania Kaur is live in Coeur d'Alene tonight. Rania.
Aaron, Kirsten, as you mentioned, this group here behind me made up of close friends and former classmates of Zana, Kaylee, and Madison Mojen. Tonight, they took the time to share memories and grieve together. One person in attendance in this group tonight was a former roommate of theirs who actually moved out of the home where this homicide was committed just a year ago. While she wouldn't talk to me on camera tonight, I did talk to one of their close friends, a mom of whose kids also knew those victims. Michelle Lane says this tonight is for grieving as a community.
Thought it'd be a great thing to bring the community together here locally, since so many of these girls that perished are from this community, so that everybody can honor them. Even my children went to school with these kids and they know them personally. So it's a hard thing for everyone to accept. And
tonight, that actually had 2 victims in above their elbow. More on that tonight. 11.
We'll hear more from Rania at 11. In the meantime, here's a live look over the Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena. A cold night may get a tiny bit of snow overnight tonight. Really tiny. Here's your 4 things to know about the weather. Overnight, the possibility of some flurries. We're going to bring in some cold air from the northeast, including some gusty winds. That's going to take our wind chill factor down into the single digits in many locations, particularly through North Idaho. Tomorrow, it's going to be a cold one at the bus stop. It'll be even colder Friday morning. There are some changes on the way next week, including some warmer weather. Temperatures right now, 28 in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. 28 has been our high today in Spokane. It's 28 in St. Mary's, also in the 20s in Pullman and Bonners Ferry. 30 right now in Lewiston. Right around the Spokane area, most locations are in the 20s. We did not even get above freezing in most spots. Made it up to 32 in 9 Mile. And that's about it. Our forecast radar shows this very light band of snow coming in overnight. Here's 1 o'clock in the morning. That's about the time it'll be draped over the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area. But again, anything, even in the mountains that we receive, will not amount to much more than a skip. Your Thursday planner, with that cold air, we're also going to bring in dry air, and that's going to clear out the fog and low clouds. So it will be a sunglasses day. Plenty of sunshine, a high temperature of 33. I will be back with your 7-day outlook and some Wildlife Wednesday photos in just a few minutes. Kirsten.
Thank you, Chris. Well, drivers are no longer dealing with construction on Riverside Avenue in downtown Spokane. The challenge now is, how do people park with this new bike lane? It's going to take some time for people to adjust and get used to the new change. It fits into the Riverside Reconstruction Project. The goal is to bring the street back to its original roots and accommodate all activity, including a city line. Our Vanessa Perez has more on how you can adjust to the changes.
If you drive down Riverside Avenue in downtown, you'll notice some changes. The city has added a bike lane, which is causing some confusion for drivers on where exactly to park. For decades, you parked close to the sidewalk on Riverside Avenue, but those days are long gone. There's a new way paved for drivers and cyclists. So far, it's been a learning curve.
So I'm hopeful that it's going to be good for the cyclists in the summer, when it warms up, that people will be able to ride up and down this road more easily. But so far, I think people need maybe a lesson on how it works.
New experience for me as I came down today, but I think the signage is great. I was trying to figure out what it was all about, and it looks like it's keeping the bike lane clear. So a little bit of an adjustment, but at least it's well marked. And
the city started hanging up signage to give drivers an example on how to park. Drivers need to park outside the white divider closer to the travel lane. The protected bike lane is right next to the curb now.
But people are adjusting, and it's going to just be a learning curve. It will be a challenge in the winter because, as we know, sometimes the streets get covered, and so, but we do have snow equipment to actually clear those bike lanes.
Davis says crews will eventually add something to the divider that makes it more visible.
Just try to work with it and learn the new system, and that way it accommodates a lot more people that want to access downtown.
A revamped look to the center of Spokane. The Riverside Avenue construction project isn't wrapped up just yet. The city had to suspend construction because of the winter weather, but you'll start to see construction starting back up in the spring. Reporting in Spokane, Vanessa Perez, 4 News Now.
Amazon is currently in the process of laying off thousands of employees. The online retailer plans to cut around 10,000 workers. Amazon said the initial cuts will impact positions within its devices and services team. The retailer blames its cancellation of some teams and programs for their layoffs. The company has not said how many employees will be impacted by this initial stage, but the workers received notices on Tuesday and will receive support and assistance in finding new jobs.
One of the biggest college basketball games of the season is underway. Gonzaga taking on Texas. We have an update coming up later in sports.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Tin Roof.
What I want people to know about New America's involvement is that it's genuine and that we care.
That's why I work at a company that supports the community, because we're a part of it.
It's important to give back to the community you live in. I grew up needing help from the community, so for me to be able to give back has always been so special.
We are truly here to help, and we're passionate about it.
Everything seems to be getting more and more expensive these days. And it's the same for your heating bills. Since it will cost more to heat your home this winter, USA Insulation wants to give you control over your utility bills. Our premium injection foam keeps the cold outside and your warm, comfortable air inside, right where it belongs. Call now for a $500 early bird discount, plus low monthly payment plans.
USA Insulation.
It's a November to remember at Dishman. Get great buys on Ram trucks and Jeeps, or special markdowns on pre-owned SUVs and 4-wheel drives. But our best offer is a free big screen TV with every purchase. This week at Dishman.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
When your toilet's running, your drain is clogged, you've blown a fuse, or your outlet has suddenly just stopped working, your local Ace Hardware store has just what you need to take care of those overwhelming plumbing and electrical issues today. We're right around the corner with a large selection of plumbing and electrical supplies in stock. And we've got the helpful folks that'll answer all your plumbing and electrical questions. Come see us today.
It's a prime-time Plinko party like you've never seen. Qualify in November and win a shot at Plinko Cash at the Kootenai Casino in Bonners Ferry. And our Plinko party is just the beginning. Midweek room rates are just $109 for Kootenai Falls Lodge or $129 for a Riverview room. Both come with breakfast for 2. If you like parties and you like winning cash, book a getaway to the Kootenai Casino. Call 888-YOU-ARE-LUCKY or visit KootenaiRiverInn.com.
Tonight, Big Sky returns.
We're in a lot of trouble here.
With a deadly twist.
Just in time for the holidays, Spam will be selling figgy pudding, which we're still debating if that's even a thing.
It's not
We've
a thing.
all heard of it, though, right? In the songs.
It's not real.
Traditional British dessert. But what's actually in it? Well, if Spam has anything to do with it, I don't know that I'm interested. But figgy pudding is made with seasonal spices, beef fat, and dried fruit. So yeah, I guess you think Spam with notes of cinnamon and nutmeg, and the company says it will be a great addition to your holiday charcuterie board. Oh, of course. They're trying to get on the charcuterie board. That makes sense. Or at least it'll be a fun conversation starter at your next holiday party. You're welcome.
I'm going to hold off for a little bit and just, I do like that it's very, symmetrical and squarish. Or maybe that's just the way you cut it.
Yuck.
Chris, figgy pudding? Yeah.
I am going to pass on Spam figgy pudding. No, thank you, but hey, if you who knows? It may be on a charcuterie board and I wouldn't even know it. It is bald eagle season at Lake Coeur d'Alene. They're starting to show up, and that means the Wildlife Wednesday email inbox is starting to have some amazing pictures in it. And this one is from Allie Ray. She had a tremendous day out shooting eagle photos at Lake Coeur d'Alene. And what did she call them? Kleptoparasites, because one will get a salmon and the other one will steal it. They do that. So that's what she captured here in this golden hour photo. Great shot, Allie. From Julie Mashallah, here is a great blue heron she saw along the Spokane River. This bird looks cold, and that's what they do. They bring up, you'll notice, has only one foot on the rock. The other foot is up in the feathers to try to conserve body heat, and all hunched over, looking so cold. But a beautiful bird. Dawn Best shared this amazing close-up of a bighorn sheep. I just love the detail on this photo, and so pretty with the snow in the background. Thank you for that, Dawn. Here's this nice shot from Marty Stowe. Bighorn, that's not a bighorn sheep, obviously. I did not change the title on that. That's a deer. A big old buck, and you can see the rut is on by look how thick his neck is. That is a sign that he is looking for love. And from Mark Vogt, a northern flicker, he says the migration is underway. The woodpeckers are doing their thing, and northern flickers are incredible birds. And what a beautiful close-up of this cool bird. Thanks, Mark. Let's take a look at our live satellite and radar, and you'll notice we are picking up some returns over North Idaho. You may have a flurry or two at your house as this cold front sinks to the south and west over the region. We'll start to see some very light snow developing late tonight. It shouldn't amount to much. What we are going to get behind this front, some cold weather moving in. Here's a look at our temperature trend over the next 7 days. We are going to be down well below average through the weekend, and on Thursday, some cold northeasterly winds making it feel even colder. We'll hit that high of 33 fairly early in the day, and then our temperature will be dropping throughout the day. Expect a cold night Thursday night into Friday. We do have a warming trend, and look at this. By the day before Thanksgiving, we're back up around average. Our average high 39 by that time. We're going to be sunny through Saturday, and then the clouds increase, and then our chance of showers in the forecast as early as Monday overnight, more likely on Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday might be the trickier travel day over the passes, but even at that, it looks like more of a rain-snow mix on Snoqualmie, and I don't think it's going to be a real stressful holiday travel. At least that's the way it looks right now. Aaron?
Thank you, Chris. Amazon is now sounding the alarm about a rise in online shopping scams.
ABC's Rebecca Jarvis explains the signs to look out for as you do your holiday shopping.
Amazon warning about a rise in online and mobile scams this holiday season. The company finding more than 50% of the impersonation scams its customers report are fake order confirmations.
A scammer will send a fake order confirmation looking like you bought something online or in a store, and pretend that you need to urgently contact customer service, and they'll give you a link or a phone number to try and contact them.
Like this fraudulent text message asking a customer to click a link contacting customer care if they didn't place an order. But if you look closely, the O in the order is actually a 0. And this one, a less obvious fake. It sends information about a fake order and asks the customer to call for a refund.
Scammers are going to try to use your emotions against you so that you react and give them what they want, which is usually your money or your personal information.
The FTC receiving more than 3 million reports of impersonation scams over the last 4 years, with losses of more than $6 billion to consumers. To keep your money and your personal information safe this holiday season, Amazon warns, don't click suspicious links, don't call or text numbers you don't recognize, be wary of a sense of urgency, and when in doubt, contact customer service directly and report it.
If you want to check your real order history, if you want to really contact our customer service, you go to Amazon.com or use the Amazon app.
And here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
Since 1958, Becker has been your local, family-owned Buick and GMC dealer. We have always prided ourselves on honest service, quality vehicles, and an excellent customer relationships. We've seen Spokane grow and change, but still hold on to that small town feeling. At Becker, we've done the same by providing vehicles with industry-leading technology, all while keeping friendly local approach to doing business. Be a part of our family. Stop by or call to apply for any of our open positions. Becker Buick GMC, where you'll always be treated like family.
Come in and discover the best holiday shop in town, Madison Home Market. Madison Home Market, an expansion of Madison Home, is the perfect place to find holiday gifts and bring home festive decor to warm your home. Beautifully redesigned Madison Home Market is filled with holiday cheer. From unique furniture to one-of-a-kind ornaments, you're sure to find something special to enjoy this season and many more to come. Celebrate the holidays with Madison Home Market on the corner of Medilia and North Foothills Drive.
Every time you use your ICCU Premier Rewards Visa card, you're earning rewards. Whether it's cash back or points, being a member of Idaho Central really pays back. Start earning points and getting cash back for your everyday purchases. It's a win-win. Idaho Central Credit Union. We believe life should be rewarding.
Jonah here. Before you decide on an SUV, I invite you to see and drive the Volkswagen Tiguan. It's impressive and it checks all the boxes. A roomy interior, plenty of cargo space with remote power liftgate. All-wheel drive, that's important in the Northwest. Solid performance, modern infotainment system with all the high-tech choices. Check out the Tiguan at your nearby Post Falls Volkswagen, the home of 0000.
Oh, life, how we admire you, are deeply fascinated by you. All your twists and turns and wild rides you take us on. The ups and the downs. Life, you live inside all of us, breathing, growing, beating. You are the reason we'll always provide world-class healthcare. Providence, we see the life in you.
4 News Now is brought to you by Chewelah Casino.
It's a matchup we would only see in fantasy sports or maybe a video game. Welcome into sports. I'm Julian Minenso. Number 2 Gonzaga is taking on number 11 Texas tonight in a showdown between 2 powerhouse programs. This one just got underway in Austin. We wanted to update you here right off the top. Gonzaga leads Texas 15-12 early in the first half. Nolan Hickman leads the way for the Zags with 6 points. This is Gonzaga's first true non-conference road game in 3 years. We will have highlights and breakdown of this matchup tonight on Nightside. And Idaho football will take on Idaho State in the Battle of the Domes rivalry game on Saturday. But football isn't the #1 thing on the players' minds right now. The team is mourning the loss of the 4 Idaho students who were murdered earlier this week, some of whom the players were friends with. The players have been allowed to take a break from football this week while grieving the student deaths. Idaho head coach Jason Eck says they will work game prep around the needs of the student athletes, understanding that this is a delicate time for many in the Moscow community.
You know, I don't want them thinking, I got to block this out because of football. You know, we got to take time to have a grieving process and play a role with that. And again, I think football is secondary to that. You know, hopefully as the week goes on, you know, we'll have a time and place for football. We're going to be very lax as guys are going through this process to make sure they're having the time they need to grieve and handle that, because this is not a typical thing to happen in Moscow, Idaho, for people to get murdered. So I think it's very disconcerting to a lot of students and a lot of people in the whole community.
This isn't the first time Eck has been through something like this. Eck was an assistant coach at Idaho when freshman cornerback Eric McMillan was murdered in 2004. Kickoff between Idaho and Idaho State is set for noon on Saturday. Amidst everything going on, Idaho is still looking to earn a playoff spot. No doubt the team will be playing with heavy hearts this week. Switching over to sports, pro sports that is, the baseball offseason is underway. The Seattle Mariners made a major improvement to its lineup. Seattle acquired all-star outfielder Teoscar Hernandez from the Toronto Blue Jays. The Mariners sent pitchers Eric Swanson and Adam Macko to Toronto in return in the trade. Hernandez adds a lot of power to Seattle's lineup. Hernandez is a 2-time Silver Slugger who hit 25 home runs last season. The Mariners outfield is now must-see TV with American League Rookie of the Year Julio Rodriguez and now, of course, Teoscar Hernandez. The 2023 schedule has also been announced, and the Mariners open up at home on March 30th against the Cleveland Guardians. That'll wrap us up for sports.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
The Christmas holiday season is upon us, and the Plant Farm is ready to put your home decorations on display. The Plant Farm Poinsettia is ready to bring home, making your lights twinkle brighter and decorations dazzle. The Plant Farm Poinsettia is the coziness that brings families together and the symbol of hope and giving for the holidays. The annual Plant Farm Poinsettia tours are November 11, 12, 18, and 19. Book your spot at plant-farm.com today.
Fred's has Black Friday truckload deals for you. Check out the truckload savings on this LG dishwasher.
Save $300 on an LG dishwasher for only $7.99. Plus, get an exclusive Fred's rebate up to $800.
Fred's has LG dishwashers in stock and on sale. Save an additional 10% with package savings.
This quad wash 3-rack model makes your dishes come out sparkling clean. On sale for only $7.99. You save $300.
When Fred's advertises it, we've got it.
It's Christmas in November at Cal Cars in Airway Heights, Coeur d'Alene, and Spokane. With big markdowns on all 4-wheel drives. Plus, we're giving away a new set of WeatherTech floor mats with every purchase. This week at Cal.
Are you looking for a credit card with rewards? The new P1 FCU Premier Rewards MasterCard is here, just in time for the holiday season. Take advantage of 0% on new purchases for 6 months. Plus, get a 1.5% unlimited cash back on purchases. No points to count, special rules, or limits. It's simple, so go on. Reward yourself with the Premier Rewards MasterCard from P1 FCU. Apply online at p1fcu.org/rewards.
Come back to the ultimate rock Christmas tradition. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, live in concert. Presented by Hallmark Channel. Millions have made this their must-see holiday event of the season. Friday, November 25th, Spokane Arena. Tickets on sale now at ticketswest.com. Trans-Siberian Orchestras, the Ghosts of Christmas Eve, the best of TSO, and more.
This year, one of the fun new trends in flooring is to put it on your walls to create an exciting new look and turn a boring room into an eye-popping masterpiece.
Plus, check out our moisture-resistant laminates for any room in your home.
4 News Now is brought to you by Fairway Floor.
Some light snow moving into North Idaho a little bit earlier than advertised. We'll see some flurries around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. Even in the northern valleys, not expecting much, but that still could cause some problems on the roadway as you head out tonight or tomorrow morning.
Good to watch the roads, but at least if we're going to have this cold of temperatures, it's nice to have a little bit of flurries. Makes it kind of pretty.
Yes, it does. Nature spanks. That's what snow is. Smooths over everything.
Download the 4 News Now app today. See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.